Grand Rising Soul Tribe. Tracy here, Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, shares, views, subscribes, comments, donations, everything. I appreciate it all. Let's go ahead and ring this bell. Let's clear out this energy, and we're going to just see what the message the Spirit has for us Friday morning. Seemed like before I even touched the bell, it was already ringing. And then whenever I felt like I was still ringing and it stopped. Hey, Shadia, how are you, sweetie? Somebody, the truth has come out. The smoke and the mirrors are gone. The lies have been exposed. And that person, the Pinocchio person who was doing all the lying, people are like looking at that person like, oh, you dirty mother. Hey, Lisa. Bottom of the deck. Somebody's thankful. They have a spirit of gratitude because something woke up. Somebody woke up, and they woke up to realize who they were hanging around, who they were following. They thought that this group or these people, or this could have been a whole flock of people just hanging around the wrong one. Grand Rising, High Priestess. Now somebody feels that they are on a road to them by themselves, like they have to go their own direction because it's time for them to heal their heart. Everything that they found out was a lie. Everything that they thought was true turned out to be a lie. Whatever you did, collective, that was one hell of a powerful move. Whatever you did, whatever you said, whatever was exposed, it was a powerful move. But you did it with your heart. You did it with good intention. You did it to set somebody free. And now, and somebody knew, this witch knew it was just a matter of time. They thought that it would never end, that their reign would never end, and they would always be able to keep this control over this group. But once again, the smoke and the mirrors expose somebody's earth magic, especially when somebody finally woke the fuck up and started hearing, started listening, started thinking, and they realized somebody was a liar all along. They called you the liar. Hey, Galactic Goddess. They called you the snake. They said you was being sneaky, like you didn't have any integrity, like your word was never to be entrusted, to be trusted. Now somebody's understanding why you kept your heart locked up, why you kept the key tucked deeply in your pocket. They understand that now. They understand the reason for it. And you know what? You were spot on, like bullseye. Somebody wants to find out more, because they realize, hey, you're not ordinary. You were the extraordinary one who separated yourself. Somebody is looking at themselves now. They're trying to figure out who they are. They want to get on the good foot like you because they see the royalty in you. People, this witch used to sit there and say, oh, he think he's so good. She thinks she's so good. And it was their own jealousy. It was envy that they wanted to knock you down. But that's over. That's over. It was somebody they thought they had a little We got a little secret. We got a little plan. We're going to do this. And collective is never, ever, ever going to know about it. But the lies were exposed. And that when that lie was exposed, somebody started thinking, what else did they lie about? This is when somebody said, you know what? They were stuck in some type of portal where they couldn't, it's like they were afraid to cross this bridge to see what was on the other side. They was afraid to come up and ask you what the truth was, what was really going on. Now they don't have to, because now they see with all four eyes. The fifth one too. The lies have been exposed. That wicked witch is dead. Any spell, it's over. And someone is glad. They feel relieved. Somebody, for the first time, they feel like they can breathe. You know, this is like that happy but sad at the same time, where understanding that someone they trusted, someone they relied on, someone they believed in, was somebody they should never have trusted in the first damn place. Somebody they shouldn't relied on. Hey, Saida, Grand Rising. Hey, Bobby Dell. Someone promised themselves that from now on, they're going to start looking beyond any given situation, because now they see what someone can do to make it appear as so. And it doesn't necessarily mean it is so. Yeah, somebody they want to give you, they want to hug you, they want to apologize, they want to tell you they are so sorry for believing in this bullshit, acting upon this bullshit, adding to this bullshit. Someone's heart is hurting, just like yours. Now they're taking this closer view, a higher perspective, just like you had to. Someone is starting to understand that, you know what, you knew what time it was. You could see the writing on the wall. You could tell who was lying, but see, people had their mind already made up, and they didn't want to hear anything, because if they allowed themselves to believe the truth, then that would have meant this person that they believed, that they loved, that they trusted, was lying. And at that point, that was too much for this weak soul to handle. But it was the time that they spent with you, everything that they knew about you. That's, everything that you instilled in this person, how you loved this person. That's the part that messed them up the most, as far as how they're feeling. Because once again, it was like, they realized that when they saw through the lie, when they saw through somebody's lie, like as if that burst of magic or that magic was now done or whatever, everything that they didn't want to believe, every lie that they willingly believed, all the truth that was now unfolding before their very eyes, everything was bearing fruit. Everything was being exposed. It's like somebody couldn't stop it. Like they was trying to go up against the locomotive train. There's no way you can push that train back. That train is going to run you over. This person knew there was no way they could ever lie to themselves and believe the lie. You was telling them something. It's like the way that you were telling them, the way that you were explaining everything, the way that you were, what's the word? Exposing everything. How you exposed everything. It caught this person's attention. Confirmation. It caught this person's attention. Hang up, phone. And they couldn't, and it's like it made them want to hear more and more and more. Hey, Robert, telling you this person, they love you. They are so sorry. And what they wish is that, you know what? That your love for them doesn't stop. That you will accept that they are apologizing from the top, the middle, the bottom, the entire heart. This is someone's wish. Once again, the lies were exposed and revealed. How somebody had been stuck in the matrix. They're no longer in that matrix. Now somebody is quieting their mind. They are deep in contemplation. They are trying to meditate. They are asking forgiveness. They are doing whatever they can to open all of their senses, their chakras, everything up. Now somebody, they get it. Hey, Holly, how are you? I like that, Robert said, I am just a man God sent. Amen. What's the message? Good, Holly. I'm glad to hear that. What's the message? Yes. You know what? This person, they knew that you had some type of extraordinary gift, and they knew that you could see straight into them. It's like you knew what was going on with this person. You knew what was going on. You knew that this person was part of this little lie that somebody else had concocted. But you knew that there was nothing you could do about it because this person had to wake up for themselves. And thank God they did. What else, Spirit? What's the message? Exactly, Shadia. Be reassured, everything according to his will, everyone. She said, breathe. Hey, Touche, how are you? Hey, 13 Truth Speaks, how are you? What's the message, Spirit? Anything else from this stack? Yeah. They're trying to listen. They're trying to listen to you. You know, they're trying to pick up on any clues, any small reference that, you know what, you do forgive them, that you do understand, that you do forgive them for these lies that were exposed, for them finally waking up and understanding, you know, the position that they put you in, especially when someone's living in that matrix, whenever your mind and your heart and your spirit, your soul, and your chakras are already open. You already saw. And now this person, it's like they want to love you. They want to hug you because you were the leader. You were the one that they should have been following all along instead of this liar. Hey, Bethany. This liar. You told this person about this liar a long time ago. A long time ago. And had this person listened, they wouldn't be going through what they're going through. You told this person, hey, you need to rewrite your own story. Don't listen to a liar. You knew what you were talking about, but this person doubted you instead of doubting that liar. But now, since everything has been exposed, everything is out there, everyone sees what it is, this person can only be thankful to you, can only have that gratitude that you were the one that helped them. I just heard, oh, what a tangled web we weave when we practice to deceive. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Wands. Hi, James and Biscuit. Somebody, like I said, they had this spell cast over them for several moons, several cycles. Like this person, it was like they were trapped in some type of karmic cycle that they couldn't get out of. And you know what? They weren't happy. They weren't happy. They were really upset. They were really sad. They were really disgusted with themselves. But it seemed like the more they tried to get out of the bullshit, the tighter that hold became. Like somebody, this witch kept, practicing this ritual over and over and over and over. You spoke your truth. You weren't even afraid of this witch. You had cast this witch out of your life a long time ago. And you knew what to do. You knew what was going on. You were so strong. It was like the knowledge that you have, the words that you speak, the way that you speak those words, that your integrity, your honesty, your responsibility, how you present yourself. Now someone is understanding what actual strength and courage is. It's not how much you can lift. It's that heart. It's that mind. It's that spiritual connection. It's you not being afraid to stand up and do what the fuck is right. And not being afraid to cast out the devil and those demons and those witches and those warlocks and those liars, those miscreants, all of that. You cast it all out. This is the truth. I'm telling you, it's like somebody, they had to listen to you, and it was the raw, uncut, unfiltered truth. They don't know what they was doing. They really don't. They have no idea what the fuck they were doing. It's like this person was in some type of trance, but like I said, they couldn't get out of it. They didn't know what was going on. They didn't realize they were hurting themselves when they thought that they were hurting you. But God had you walk away. God saved you so that you could be an example for someone else. Like I said, God saved you so that you could fight for your family, so you could fight for your lineage, so you could fight the devil. You weren't willing to give up. This two-faced person that they followed even left them out in the cold. And this is why this person is, in such regret, because they wouldn't stop. They were told to not stop until you stopped, until you were no longer here. You were no longer with us. Hey, Cher. But it was something about some information that this person got that made them stop in their tracks. And they They at one point they almost refused to look at the truth, but something about what you said, it was like almost like they could hear a doorbell in their head. Ding dong. And that's when the spell was broken. They finally found what they needed to get out of this place they never wanted to be in. You spoke the truth. You set this entire family free because you followed not just your intuition, not just your ancestors. You followed what God was telling you to do. And this wasn't easy. This was a hard fight. This was a long struggle. A lot of the time, it's like you had to stay in prayer. You had to protect yourself. But finally, judgment has been called. That moon magic that witch did is done. It's like that moon magic is no longer working because people can see what was really going on. And people feel like a fool for even partaking, for trying to go after you. They feel foolish for jumping off the cliff, for not even asking questions, not doing their due diligence to find out the truth, to find out the answer, to find out what the fuck is really going on. This King of Cups now knows that he needs to start protecting you, not that witch. He needs to protect you, his Queen of Cups. Because that witch is still trying to fight you, still trying to attack you, especially with the people that still aren't awakened, have refused to wake up. This witch is still trying to gather people to attack you, to fight you, to go into battle with you. She's been doing this for a long time. She says she's not going to give up. And you know what? She's actually in awe of you because you've been by yourself for a while. You've been standing alone for a while. And this is the witch who thought that you couldn't stand alone. Like you weren't strong enough. You didn't have the power. You didn't have the resources to pay your own bills. And you was going to need something or someone from that group. And now somebody is in regret, knowing that you always had the power to stand alone. Because you were the star. You were the healer. You are the one that's going to bring everyone home. I'm telling you, this witch was trying so hard so that this spell wasn't over, but it's over. They can't stop it if they try. It's like I said, it's that locomotive, that train coming down the track, and someone's saying, I'll stop it. No, this is not going to stop it. You're going to find that your arms is pushed all the way back and you get ran the fuck over. Now it's somebody that it's like they hope and they're praying, they're wishing that if they bring you this cup, this apology, and maybe this explanation that they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. They didn't know that they was being manipulated. They didn't know they were being under this spell. They didn't know it was affecting everything, and who else was in on it. They didn't know. They're hoping that you will accept the apology. What's the message, Spirit? This emperor, somebody who felt like they had to be in control. This is the one who was out of control. They weren't balanced at all. This is the one who wasn't listening to anybody, didn't care if anybody was happy. In fact, didn't want anyone to be happy. They didn't want anyone to be overpowering them, or people to see that they weren't the bee's knees, and they didn't want anybody to respect you. They see now that this person was the straight up devil. And they've been a devil for a while now, ever since you was a child. Ever since you was a child, they had people attacking you. They even had your own children attacking you. And it was this person that felt like they would come to you and they would just, I'm just gonna be cool. I'm just gonna be cool. Hey, what's going on? How are you? Like they would call you every now and then, speak to you nicely, that you wouldn't know that this was a warlock. This was somebody who was preparing to go into battle, who was preparing to take you down. My, what a tangled web we weave when we practice to deceive. Someone is stuck. That wheel of fortune is no longer turning in their favor because they did too much. It's like they didn't give to you what was supposed to go to you. They tried taking from you. They tried ruining your life, your reputation, how people looked at you, how people respected you. They didn't want any of that. And now, this warlock is being brought to justice. Being brought to justice for sabotaging this relationship. You spoke the truth. You said it with love. You remained steadfast. You remained unmoved. You weren't able to be bought, manipulated, spelled, checked, none of that. There was nothing that was going to make you doubt what you really already knew. Archangel Michael was here fighting on your behalf the entire time, whether you know it or not. This is why you've been able to move forward without them. This is why people are changing their opinions about you and about them, because all has been exposed. How somebody was once in control, they're no longer in control. Hey, Malcolm, how are you? Yes, that magician, that witch, and everyone that they work with. Maybe everyone that they work with is now woke. But that witch and the witch's crew, and that witch and everything that they thought that they could do, all of that shit is over. Ding dong, the wicked witch is dead. Hey, Danina, how are you? Thank you, thank you, thank you so very much. I appreciate you so very much. What's the message, Spirit? I just heard this grimy motherfucker. After so long, do you know how much pain and hurt and misery you had to go through just to get to this point? Just to get to this point. And it was like, at first you were determined to prove your worthiness. You were determined to prove to everybody, especially to a particular person, no, they got it wrong. But that person was under some type of trance, some type of spell, and that's when you knew you couldn't do it anymore. This person was attacking you, and all you could do was fight to protect yourself. At some point, you had to protect yourself from these attacks. Hey, Tia. This is why you had to leave. This is why Spirit carried you away. This is why you had to depart company. You may have even had to leave your child behind because they were attacking you too. It's like, even when if you had to leave your child behind, this child is waking up to the pain that they caused you. Now they're realizing that, you know what? You were always there to help and protect them. It was never the other way around. They believe the lies and they feel like a big ass fool. Now that somebody is no longer under this spell, now that somebody is no longer a party to this poop show. I don't know why I'm saying poop show. Shit show. That's what I would always say. They're in regret confirmation for how they treated you. They're in regret for how they treated you. God is moving you forward. God has always been moving you forward. You've always been going in the right direction. You've always been a leader. You've always been someone that somebody needs to look at and they need to mimic themselves after you. Not after somebody who's trying to attack you and get others to attack you. No. Their heart hurts. Just like your heart hurt. But thank God that these secrets, these lies have been exposed. Someone may even try and bring you some flowers. It's like I see somebody walking by a field or walking by somewhere where they can stoop down and pick up these hand-picked flowers. I mean, because they know what they did against you. It's like this person feels like this is the least I could do. Now they understand, they know the truth, and it could have been a father figure. They know the truth about this person. They know the truth about how this person was lying on you, trying to take you down too. It's like they didn't snap out of it. They didn't realize that they were under some type of moon magic spell until you just walked away. And when you walked away, that's when they felt the deepest cut in their own hearts. Just like they were trying to cut yours. This King of Cups now understands that they were being two-faced too. especially whenever they said no, they don't feel safe going with you. And they thought that they were protecting themselves from that heartache and that heartbreak, only to find out they were on the wrong side of the fence. The heartache and the heartbreak is the side that they decided to be on. Hey, lies never stuck. And then they started worrying about everything that you told them, everything that you said. It's like they were recalling bits and pieces of conversations. They were recalling how you was telling this person, hey, this and hey, that, and watch this and watch that, and be careful of this and be careful of that. And now they understand, and they're in such regret that you were the only one that was telling the truth. And how they thought they were so strong, leaving you out. They now know that wasn't strength. That wasn't strength at all. They were being timid. They were being easily led. They were being bamboozled because they allowed themselves to believe the fucking lies. That's when God had to send Archangel Michael in. Because you know what? This witch, this warlock, this coven, they were trying to take one of God's angels, and turn them into a devil. That's whenever God said, oh, fuck no. Because this person has a purpose too. And it wasn't to deceive you. That's whenever God said, let me tell you, let me get this person's attention. Let me wake this person the fuck up. And the only way that God could think how to do it immediately was to stop all their finances, stop all those opportunities, stop everything that this person was used to. God said, no. It's done. It's over with. Until you can wake the fuck up, you get no more. Then they started waking up. They had no choice because this person was sitting here remembering the way when they was getting money, when everything was good, when these opportunities were just waking up, it was whenever they were with you. They were starting to wake up that you was the chosen one, not them. They see that they had the most opportunity, the most money, the most blessings, the most everything when they were with you. Now this person understands they should have closed that cycle with you by their side, not on the opposite side, not trying to oppose you. Because this family that they thought was a family, as soon as you was gone, turned their back on them. Everything flipped. Everything changed. They was no longer stable. They was no longer supported. They was no longer Hercules. None of that shit. It's all over. Hey, Shaylin. Telling you everything about this witch and this curse and how it's over is out there. She can't stop it if she wanted to. Can't stop a train. Not if you want to. Everyone's sitting here fighting against you and you standing alone. And somehow being able to protect yourself from all these spells. And anybody else that decided to partake in this little game of make-believe, Spirit said they all getting some too. They all getting some too. Anything else from this deck? Yep. Someone should have recognized the writing when they saw it on the wall. This shit was never going to work. They should have recognized that what somebody was trying to make something seem wasn't actually it. It's never going to work. Somebody missed something, and they're realizing this now. They missed a big clue. And once again, this King of Cups now realizes they should have been in that boat with you. Hello, little girl. Hello, little girl. What is it? Okay, just a minute. Hold on. Somebody want to go outside. I'll be right back. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Whew. Thank you so much for your patience. I was running up there and running back. Bottom of the deck. 7 of Cups. Yeah. Somebody's wondering how the hell you knew. How the hell you knew to separate yourself. How the hell you knew to save yourself. They thought that, you know what? There was no way you would find out that they was trying to stab you in your back. There was no way you would find out they was trying to bamboozle you. Hey, Lightworker William, thank you so very much. Even this King of Cups, when they was trying, because see, they were just following the orders of this witch. This witch who now long has no power, none. The ding dong, the wicked witch is motherfucking dead. The lies have been exposed. Somebody has woken up and they see how that little lie that they innocently told whenever somebody was younger and somebody was impressionable and they thought that they could remember all of this or believe all of this. Hey, J. Mike. It's open. It's out there. It wasn't even true. It was all made up. It was all lies. Someone sees they put themselves in this position because instead of them coming up asking you the truth, because they had a commitment, they had a relationship, they had a bond, a serious bond with you. Instead of them coming up and asking you, they didn't. They never found out or even thought about finding out the truth until you had to leave. And they didn't even know you was leaving. It was like you slipped out in the dark of the night. And this person, they will, one day you was there. Next thing you know, you wasn't. And they was sitting there waiting on your call, waiting. They just knew. And then this time was coming up and they knew that they'll definitely contact me today. Oh, they'll say something now. Oh, they'll do this. Oh, I'm waiting. And you never reached out. You had to let this person realize by themselves that you were gone. And somebody want to start working now. Now they want to start researching something. Now they want to try and find out what's really going on. Especially with this person. And this was supposed to have been the person with all the power, all the money, all the gold, all the glory. And this is the one who got them stuck in a fucking cycle. They realized they should have fought for you. They should have been fighting for you, not against you. It's like Archangel Michael had to call the devil out. Archangel Michael had to call the devil out and let somebody know the devil is a fucking lie. This is when somebody decided it was time for them to back up and not really associate with this group, this crew who they was working with. They found that it was in their best interest to separate themselves, to not be as such a willing participant. And now, all these, how they was easily led. They was easily led. Now this person didn't want to be easily led. They was asking people for proof. Well, go over there and attack collector because this and that. They was like, show me the proof. Show me. Well, they sent me a text. Show me the text. Well, they said, show how they say it to you when they ain't speaking to you. Well, I read, show it to me where you read it. Yeah, someone realized that the Wheel of Fortune was going in your favor because you was the only one who was obeying God. You was the only one who was on your purpose. You was the only one who's going down the right path. And here they are, not even willing to give to you, but they was willing to give to everybody else. They realized this person wanted all the control over them, the control over you, the control over all those flying monkeys, the control over all the lives. This person was so obsessed with control that they fucked themselves up. Now, like I said, this person feels like a fool. But this witch no longer has any control. Ding dong. That wicked witch is dead. They're worrying about what's coming for them. Because they know they was part of this. They know that they have to atone for their transgressions. They know that they have to atone for what they've done. They know that those hidden enemies, that they was even being seen as a hidden enemy and all of that shit. They know that everything that they thought was going to be hidden in the dark, being able to remain to be unseen, that's not even happening. They can't hide this shit no more. Actually, to be honest, they can't even handle this shit no more. Especially whenever they know that you know the truth. You're the one that is the only one that's going to have any power. Because the truth always sets you free. You follow that path that God said. You followed the path. You went through the eye of that needle. Even that warlock is sitting here looking at you, trying to figure shit out, thinking that they had, they was going to be in control, that they sitting here trying to figure shit out. Like, how did you figure this out? How did you know? How did you see? They can't even figure out how the fuck you knew it. This could have been somebody's mother. This could have been somebody's mother who like a mother of a family. That's all I can say. But somehow somebody thought that they were being seen in a positive light as the responsible, respectful, nurturing one, because they just wanted to be seen by this warlock as the choice, as the one that could lead them to victory. That's all it was. And see, it's funny that they wanted to be seen that way, but even with this King of Wands didn't even want this person. This King of Wands was like in and out, in and out, in and out, because this King of Wands saw that you were the true Empress. There was only one, and it was you. And not only were you the only Empress, this King of Wands sees that you were the true Empress. It was your courage. It was your strength. It was everything that God blessed you with. And it was because of that courage. That's why you move forward. Why you get everything. And you know what? For the longest, this person, always remember you talking. And they used to sit there and back in the day, don't listen to them. They crazy. They crazy. They act like they can see shit. They can't see nothing. They don't know nothing. They just making shit up. No. You've been blessed with the sight. You've been blessed with, having your chakras open, be receiving downloads, that intuition. You've been going through this for a long time. This is what you do. This is how somebody understands that, you know what? They was a fool. Now that they're waking up, they believe you. They believe that you are this earth angel, because you know what? You are getting victory over everybody that tried to take you down. Everybody that lied on you, this shit is over. Especially for this crew. Especially for these motherfuckers. They couldn't fuck with you. They sent, it's like you sat here and you healed yourself, you prayed or whatever, and then these ones went right back to them. That's when somebody knew, oh shit. That's when they knew they was on the wrong side. Oh shit. Especially whenever that judgment had been called. J. Mike said, I could see that they still acting like crickets. Both sides of the family going, I know that's right. Hey, the soul archetype, how are you? Hey, Demita, how are you? Thank you so very much, the soul archetype. Yep. Something about you defending yourself, or how you fight. That's what it is. How you fight, how you get down. You can get down. You know how to get down. That's why you wear this motherfucking crown. Because you know how to get down. You don't sit here and go in with fisticuffs. No, baby. You much stronger than that. You smarter than that. You knew what to do. And they have no fucking clue. I'm telling you, you didn't have to go in there with no fisticuffs. Fighting, screaming, hollering, shouting, yelling, cussing. But I do like to cuss, period. But I may have cussed. But anyway, it wasn't because I was fighting. They know all that shit. You knew that it was going to be a matter of time. You stick to your plan. You follow the lead that God's telling you to go. And God is going to give them their punishment. God's going to call judgment on them when it was time. And God saw everything. How they was trying to put you put all these burdens on you and leave you out, not give to you. God saw that. God saw how they tried to get in the middle of this relationship. You know, that God put together. God blessed you and this person to be together. That's why you came out on top. You won this battle. You won that battle. And now somebody's walking away with their tail between their legs, holding their stick. Ding dong, the wicked witch is dead. What's the message? Hi, Chief C 1588. Yep. Something about your inheritance, confirmation. Your inheritance, you get it all. You reclaimed it. You fought a good fight. You win. You win. You knew how to kick ass and take motherfucking name. And now somebody's thinking about what they thought that they was going to get. They ain't getting shit. And that's the truth. They sat here and tried to snake you for your gifts, your inheritance, your money, God's promise to you, and they didn't work. It didn't work. And now this person is in deep regret because now the truth is out. But they sitting here worrying about this devil, this deal coming to collect. All right, y'all. I'm going to leave it right there. Jump on here, do my straight eight. And I'll be back this evening. I love y'all. Thank you so very much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Let's have a wonderful Friday. And we will see each other soon. All right. Bye now.